There's so much delay. Technology is so fallible. Technology, like computer stuff, it's so glitchy. I think it has so much to do with our own magnetic and energy field, as well as like what's going on around people and around you and your local. It's just, it's all so trippy. How you doing today, Ma? It sure is this snazzy looking sweater. Guy, you like it, huh? We've been doing laundry, so all your chair blankets are all fuzzy and cozy, and we did. I said, Ma, it's clean sheet Saturday on a Sunday. Clean sheet Saturday on a Sunday is what I call it. Clean sheet day. Like we go by any days around here. Anyway, I yeah. 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 They blink all out. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. The land of enchantment. Are you talking about the cars going by? No. There, yeah, there's we get a lot of the same traffic in these. And see, that's the thing that I called Ma. Now that you actually a good segue, Ma. They don't value life. They don't value life. And people show up and they let you know how much they don't value life, but they act like they value life, and they work at places, and they say that, and they have declarations and job titles and job statements that make these declarations that they value life, but they're lying to everybody, man. It's all a sham. They don't value life, and you can tell they got these big stupid trucks and they drive so fast. Or the little freaking rice rock, these little, it doesn't matter what the size of the vehicle is, they just drive so fast. And there's kids around here, there's pedestrian, we live in the freaking ghetto in New Mexico. There's people, walking, there's cats all over the places, there's dogs, but they don't care. They just got someplace to be in Taos, New Mexico, so they just freaking gun it all the time. Because they don't value life. I came across yesterday, I went to the freaking farmer's market against my better judgment. But, however, because I wasn't really feeling it, I didn't really want to go. But there was this tent there that I thought was a coffee tent. And so it's kind of a thing that I have. I have a hard time getting a good cup of coffee in this town. See, it's because I don't drink coffee a lot. No, I love coffee. I like it. I used to drink like a cup of coffee every day. Have my coffee routine. I'm not fancy. It's just my black coffee, Folgers for a number of years. Nothing fancy. But so I went to this tent. I was going to this tent specifically, and I was like, all right, well, if I can find a parking place, I'll go ahead and I'll go in and see about getting a cup of coffee. So I'll go ahead and go to the farmer's market if I can get a parking place. And so there was a place for me to park. So I went ahead, and then there is this jerk face. I've been a pedestrian too much in my life. And so I'm like, I yell at people, and I've been known to freaking hit the hood of the car and shit like that if you're blocking the crosswalk. It's just freaking rude, man. People are just so rude. They just only think about themselves. And I see people here all the time. They're blocking crosswalks, and this guy was walking, and I was the pedestrian today, and I was like, you could have, you have to. And it was a fucking slothful, fucking lazy fat guy in a beat up old truck, and you just can't it's just like but that's the thing is like, hopefully after that exchange. When he's coming up on a crosswalk, maybe he'll think about that exchange, and maybe he'll think about not freaking blocking the crosswalk, because he'll see my nice shiny little smiley face in his mind, in his memory. And he was just, I was like, you could have freaking, you guys got no people like that. They have no value for life. They don't have any value for their own lives. You can tell, because I mean, the guy hasn't seen his freaking own wiener in 30 years without the aid of a mirror. I mean, there's that. These guys get so. I mean, I'm being, with all seriousness and sincerity, you would be surprised how many men will get violently angry because they're machismos, and it's so important to them. It's a trip. I've been around these guys my whole entire life. And women with the same kind of energy, too. That it's just like, God, let it go. Do you always have to be right at do you ever learn, or are you always... Anyway, that's another topic. So, he blocked the sidewalk. I called him on it, and he's like... I had my shirt on. I have a couple of these. These are the shirt size. I had made a couple years ago. Talk about them in other videos. It says straight people like rainbows too, in the color spectrum. And I've always been more about ever since I was a little kid. This is the order. Actually, this is the order that I put. It's my own order. This is the order that I've always put rainbows in. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway. It has a little cloud on the bottom. Straight people like rainbows too. My little tag down there. So anyway, the guy starts yelling because he was at the red light blocking the fucking crosswalk. And he's like, I haven't heard it in a while, but I've heard it my whole entire life. I wonder how many times people have said that. Go back to where you came from. We don't want your kind here. And every time I've heard that in my life, for the life of me, I can't figure out what kind I am that they're talking about. What are they talking about? What kind am I? My sexual, because I have short hair, I had a bandana, because of my it's not even that kind of rainbow, and I think that shit's stupid too. Because of that, and I haven't even been on a date in 6 years, so I think at some point I'm gonna get my gay card revoked. I think that happens after year 5 or something. I don't know. It don't matter. There aren't even people that are freaking worth hanging out with, let alone freaking, I ain't one of those people that are all about freaking chasing sensations and just getting freaking naked and freaky just because you're bored. That ain't ever been me. There's energetic commitments that people and when I was younger, I didn't care, and a lot of times there's alcohol and other stuff involved, and a lot of times there wasn't, but I still didn't care. But older you get, I don't know, you just kind of learn how to freaking not do shit that isn't really good for you, and for me, that's not really good for me, and I have the propensity, I could be a freaking raging slut. I always tried, I always wanted to be, I always liked the slutty girls, I always did. That's it, and I only mean that just like those are, I don't know. That's a broad statement. But I just never could do it. I just, a lot of times I just think, fucking high traffic area, I just can't. It's like a freeway down there, you know, like too much on and off traffic area. And nah. Good one. You know, I used to say so. You know, people like to pass themselves like around like the seventh tradition basket. They just didn't care. They just, you know, somebody was a warm body. They just didn't care. I hated that stuff. They just don't value life. Just all kinds of ways. There's people showing us, giving us expressions of who they are, and where they're just letting us know that, you know, whatever happened is a. And I've had periods of time in my life where I didn't value life either, Ma. And that's why I try to talk about, when I talk about stuff, I try to come from a place of that I've been there. That's how I know about. This is how I felt when I was like that. You know, I was living the dream. I was totally freaking. I was a member of the big team, you know, at the big table. I've schmoozed with, like, I don't know. This one lady, I used to go on retreats with Peg and her group, because Anyway, so it's kind of a big deal back where like 20 years, yeah. Anyway, so I'd go on these spiritual retreats outside of Nebraska with these women, and these people and women would fly in from all over the United States to go on these retreats, right? And this one woman was she was like the heiress of, like, I can't remember their last name. I could look it up if I really wanted to. But she was the heiress for, like, the people that started Walgreens. And she was in her late 70s, I'd say. Mid 70s at the time. Goofy? Just when people are just accommodated and get their way all the time, that creates some goofy psychology. That creates some goofy, weird mental capacity. So, after that exchange yesterday with the D-bag at the crosswalk, and you know what he said to me? He said, I said, suck a dick. That's what I said to him when I was like, well, I was just like, I'm not even going to deal with him. I just said, second. He's like, you probably wish you had one. And I was like, why would I want to have... No. Just parts that end up not working ultimately one day, and then freaking dudes getting mad about it. Freaking 2017, the year they spent 17 million on male enhancement drugs in the military system. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I was talking about that with Mom today. I said, Mom, the cold, harsh reality of it is, Ma, is that, like, people can't even have, well, a lot of people, I don't know, I'm not going to get into the violent stuff. I'm not staying in this talking about the shadow stuff. I'm talking about, like, the average Joe people that just, like, fall in love, get married, are present in the moment and have their little... their little go fest or whatever, but a lot of times, like, people can't perform because of what they're telling themselves in their own minds. A lot of it doesn't have anything to do with their body, but they're just like, I mean, how many people are, like, thinking about other, for whatever reason, I could come up with a laundry list of reasons of how people aren't being present in the moment, and oftentimes that keeps them from, your body's performing optimally. So, but instead it's just easier for people to pop a pill. It's really weird. I'd really like to see more and more people get healthier. I did my eyebrows today. They were all under here. I had an eyebrow growth spurt recently, Ma. I was like, wow, And then I can let them go for a while, but then it's like there's always that little thing in me. It's like, Marge, you gotta act like you give a shit. You gotta act like you care. You know what I mean? Try hard, Marge. You know. So I tweezed them. You tweeze eyebrows, you pluck a chicken. Anyway, so it was a pretty good day. And then after that exchange yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna get me and Ma a couple grilled chicken sandwiches. What's that? Is that great, Kitty? Stanley? Not going out. I want Tango to come in. Nope, Tango needs to come in. Jason needs to start to come out. So after that exchange and going to the farmer's market and then walking in and then discovering that the tent where I was gonna get coffee, they had like a cup of coffee for $3 for like a little tiny little shot glass, and I was like, oh man. So I went by and said hi to the people at the healing circle and tried this mat thing and ran my mouth for a couple minutes and got excited about stuff, and then decided I was gonna get Ma and I a couple of chicken sandwiches or chicken salads for lunch. So I called them in to order. And so I thought I'd go to the grocery store and I thought I'd go to the grocery store and pick up a couple, because Mom, we like sometimes on a hot day it's just easier to make a nice chicken salad sandwich or something like that. You like, or tuna salad, tuna fish sandwich. You like those? Do you like egg salad and chicken salad? I can do chicken salad too sometimes, but sometimes it's just easier to quick make a salad. And you don't gotta cook and make things hot and stuff like that. So I went in to get a couple things, and the lines were really, really, really long because they can't get people to freaking work in this town. They can't get people to work around where I live in northern New Mexico. So, like the self-checkout, I looked at that. I was like, nope. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna stand in this line. And then these two women got behind me, and I talk wherever I go. I just talk it up whenever I give it, if there's, I'll just start saying stuff, right? So I just started talking, and I can't remember how I brought it up, but I was like something Sacramento, something blah blah blah. And they both and then like the lady closest to me perked up and looked at me, and she's like, my sister's from Sacramento. She's moving back here. Isn't that funny, Ma? And she was naming when we're talking, and she's like naming off all of her sisters. She has like 4 sisters. She has like 4 or 5 brothers. These big old huge town. I'm like, dude, we might be related. I'm not even kidding, Ma. And I told this story of like how we got here and how we're looking for our forever home and stuff like that, and how her sister's moving back from Sacramento because it's too much. It's too much. It's too expensive. The people are too crazy. But the people are crazy everywhere. Man, I think it has a lot to do with just the drugs and just people in their wills, man. They don't got they don't got nothing, no emotional control. They don't have no positive discipline, It's getting kind of brutal out there, really. You know what? There's like these drugs everywhere. It's just turning people into zombies, man. That's what's really dangerous, because once people get to a point, I've seen it a lot in life, that where it's like they feel completely discounted by society anyway, so why bother? They're just gonna, shit on I don't know, shit on the floor in public. It doesn't They already feel like they're not being seen, so nobody sees them anyway. Oddly, I know what that feels like to be seemingly that irrelevant. You know, it's like, well, where do we count? Because I know that we don't count here. I signed up for like food stamp benefits online like 2 weeks ago. Not even a phone call, nothing. No, nothing. Nothing. And it's just like, there's only 2.5 million people in this town. I got all fired up yesterday. I just talked to Mr. Iskey. I always get to vent to him and on here because I was like, he's like, so how are things going with the fires? I'm like, well, I still get our updates. It's over 318 freaking thousand acres, whatever, you know. They say there's 3,000 personnel, but I think that's a bunch of bullshit because any given day they're all fucking up here in Taos with their little souvenirs, you know, at the restaurants. I had to leave. I said, Mr. Iskey, I had to leave Farmer's Market yesterday. I was going to start running my mouth. It's like, maybe if you were all up at the fires instead of here, you know, stuffing your face with crepes and shit like that, you know, maybe the fires would would go out. But it's just more misappropriation of funds, and I hate it because they're just everybody. There's signs. Thank you, firefighters, for what? For fucking being resource hogs, for working sometimes. It's not like it how it used to be. I don't even see. These people don't even get dirty. They're not even dirty. They all wear their stupid little fucking green pants. They look really hot too, by the way. I can't stand it. Most of them are not fit. I would say maybe 12% of the fire personnel that I've seen. I'm like, dude, if you would not be freaking that chubby if you were really working fire. Because I grew up where fires were all over, and these people were freaking tired, beat up, freaking dirty, nasty, gross at all times. And they all have declared themselves hot shots, and it's like, no, you're not. You're no kind of, you sit in that big stupid truck that freaking we pay for, and you cruise around, and then you get all the benefits because everybody's so grateful for all the fucking hard work that you don't do, because you guys are the fucking ones that started this shit, for one, and then for mostly you guys let the shit burn. That's your fireman. That's your forest management these days. 2022 is their forest management. Just let the shit burn, you know. Tell the people to go when they gotta go. Sorry you lost everything your whole lives after 40, 50, 60, you know, generations of being there, you know. And then they go back and buy all the land and then keep people off of it. The land grab. Bunch of bullshit. Government, this country's just shit. But you can't talk about how shitty it is because of all the people that profit from it being real shitty. But this country's just so greedy, out of control greedy. So go ahead, people are gonna keep going. They're gonna go ahead and keep doing what they want to do, and they're just gonna keep going on, having parties and traveling around and having a good old time. But people are the clocks are starting to line up. They really are. So the reality of a lot of people are going to become congruent. I'll just say it like that. A lot of people are going to start having the same reality again. However that unfolds, I don't know. Some people are talking about more of the same BS of 2021 coming back around in October. Whatever. It's all stupid. It's all dance, puppet, dance. We're going to make you dance. We're going to make you do what we want you to do because we are the all-powerful ones. We're the ultimate almighty. And it's like, it's always so stupid because it's just like in the old, no matter how cheesy the villain movies are or not, it's just like the bad guy just always, it's just they're so dumb. And they are. And it's just, quite frankly, it's really embarrassing that the world has freaking been allowed to perpetuate and evolve to a state of freaking nonsense, which it's had. But that's because money talks. Money talks. And integrity, there's no place for it on this planet. Money talks. We're the people that money doesn't matter to. Huh? That they know the power within themselves, so they don't need to freaking get it from all these external places? Where are those people? Do those people exist? Now they're gonna start the fucking bullshit freaking conferences all over the place. Paid membership required for inclusion. In Sedona, all the spiritualists and stuff. I'm always asking, how much, like, what percentage are you helping other people with all that abundance, with the freaking $200 to $500 readings, because your freaking precious time is oh so important as they look, they read some books, they freaking, how much are people paying, just helping? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Of all the things I've come to understand, and I've been seeking a lot of answers in a lot of places for a lot of years, and my mom had too. So, it started young for me. I mean, church or religious science, Baptist church, all these different denominations, just trying to find a place to fit in. And all these people talk about how wonderful their groups are and stuff like that, and then you try to be a part of it, and then I'm just like, I see how stupid they are, including the United States Air Force, on how it's just like how much money is just pissed away just to freaking stroke these old guys' egos. It's freaking absurd. It's absurd, and it's just out of control. The level of freaking misappropriation of funds. And readiness. Oh my god. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. It's just gonna be interesting to see. I hate the freaking idea of freaking loss of life and all that. Nobody likes it and stuff like that. Well, we're gonna see so many freaking bad decisions between now and then, into the last part of the year. But it has to happen, because that's how people have to learn how to freaking value life again. Is to see too many people. I'm like watching all these people bust into stores and steal stuff, like the lawlessness of humanity. And it's just unfolding more and more and more, and it has to, so people just get embarrassed enough to want to change their behavior or something. Do something different. It's just at a level that's just crazy now. But we're trying to do. I haven't really been wanting to go out much. I didn't want to go out today, honestly. I mean, did I go out today? I did go out today, this morning, quick. It was just a quick trip. Nothing, that was. But yesterday it was just. Yesterday it was against my better judgment when I was like, I don't want to go out, but because I don't want to go out. Sometimes that's when I'll make myself go out. I don't know. Oh, cat's running around. Anyway, I came home yesterday. I was gone for a while too. Probably an hour, probably 2 hours. I was probably gone 2 hours. Usually I'm gone an hour and a half, but I was probably gone a couple hours, maybe even close to 3 hours when I got home. And, Mom was sitting here, and she had a little baby kitten on her lap, and then I was like looking around, and then there was 3 running around out here. I don't know how they got out. Thank goodness. They're getting big enough that they can be around. But this Benny gets so excited. They get so excited, and then one goes out. I just not real comfortable. So I let a couple of them out today. But it was so cute when I got home yesterday, because here's Mom and here's this little baby kitten. I'm like, what are you guys doing? All is right with the world, huh, Ma? Mom loves being around all the critters. It makes her feel good. It's all the love. It's all the love. It's all the love, right? Right? And we got a lot of love around here. Huh. So, mom, yeah, anyway. So just take care of things the best you can around it, much as you can, and every day that you wake up and get an opportunity to wake up, do it that day. You know? Go to sleep, and I'd freaking thank my freaking creator and lucky stars that, we made it through another day and mom's happy, healthy, you know? Hasn't been any Tillamook ice cream at the store last couple times though. So, but there's a might be a, I mean, I could find ice cream someplace. There's a Baskin Robbins, Ma. 31 flavors. I could get vanilla ice cream from there.
I didn't know they were still around.
They are. If you'd like, I could take you for a little drive, and we could go check it out one day. It gets warm though, so I don't know about how. Anyway, I think I've yammered on long enough. Hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, our day was good. It was good. It was pretty chill. I did laundry mostly today, and I made cookies. I made cookies, and I lifted weights. Yesterday, I took the day off from no weights. And then, like, the day... Because I'll stagger. I'll take days off. And then some days I'll mix it up. I'm mixing up my lifts for Jagger. I'm starting to see results, too. And I'll go over and I'll be like, hey, Ma, feel my muscle? Feel this. And then I'll make her feel this one, and she'll go, Marge. She's like, you've always every time you've always been so solid and so strong. You've always had so much, but I don't have strength in my lower back because I have lower back aches. But I do have. Yeah, there's a couple times when I was too. I remember the tunnel outside Ventura, the rest stop. Yeah, and I wander off. Like you'd go to the bathroom. And I'd just go see what was over there. And I was one of the... I remember you used to always say you never understood why people put their children on leashes until you had me. But you never put me on a leash. But I was one of those kids that probably should have been on one. So I wandered off, and... See, that's how, like, I've done all these things, and I remember all this stuff, and I get all these stories in life, and I put together my perception of, like, past life incarnations and stuff, and how I believe how things exist based on evidence I've come to find out. And what I did is I was, like, 2, and I did backflips. When I was young, I had a propensity to do backflips off of things that were like 3-4 feet tall, just 4 feet tall, like I was gonna land on my feet. I'm 2 years old. It's so right. So what I think is my spirit. I think I died. I've been male in my last several incarnations, right? But I was kind of a scumbag in all the ways that males can be, and so I think that I misjudged something, and my last life ended abruptly, right?
Okay.
But I was really into acrobatics and things like that. So when I was born into this body, God said, I'm going to put you in a girl body, and I'll give you the other side of all the shit that you've done in your lives, right? You're going to get a taste of your own medicine. So I've been getting a taste of my own medicine since I was 10 months old. And learning how people need to just respect people. Value human life because it's so freaking short, And it was such an ugly freaking exchange yesterday with that guy. And then it was really positive exchange with those 2 sisters. They were both very kind. Because I said, yeah, I haven't heard in a time, but everywhere I go, it always comes down to, we don't like your kind. I've heard that my whole entire, I'm like, what the fuck is my kind? What is my kind? Somebody please tell me what my kind is, because I don't know what my kind is in ways that you're speaking of. So, it's just more examples of how, life ebb and flows. It just goes. You just got to take the good with the bad, and the bad with the good, and the good with the bad. But mostly things are okay till something goes on with mom or the animals, and then I freaking it kind of sends me into a twirl, a tizzy. It's just life, Oh, I was talking about my backflips when I was a kid, and that's how I hurt, doing backflips, and then because I was, and I think that happens to us, a lot of us people. I mean, like, if I were to do a study and think about, okay, the life progression of people that have had these markers, that have had these things happen in life. They had this happen at this age. They had this happen at this age. And there's a lot, I'm on a lot of marker lists that there aren't a lot of people on. Baby rape at 10 months old, not a long list. It does exist. There's people that do it to kids younger than that. I started my period when I was like a week after I just turned 9. It was a week after my 9th birthday. That sucked. Because I always didn't feel good once a month. And that's pretty young, because usually girls start around like 12, 13. That sucked. Because I never wanted to carry anything to carry, and keep all that. That's just not fun. So all this karma, I just have been working off this whole entire life, and I've seen it. I've seen how I've done things that have been spiteful when I was younger, and I've seen how that's turned around and come back at me and smack me in the ass. And mom there would be things that would happen, and then mom would give me an example and show me that's where I was being spiteful. That's why you don't act like that, because things like that happen. It comes back to you. What you put out comes back to you. People are going to put out a lot of stuff. There's so much aggression. People are just nutty. It's everywhere. The people are aggressively driving. People are aggressively behaving. And it's just this, as the days get hotter, it's just going to get crazy. So enjoy the down times. I don't got no need to go nowhere. Starting to warm up here. It's just like I'm getting I am going to go talk to a banker soon, because I want to see what I can do to get us our own little patch of, just a little place where we can have a garden. I'd like to have a place where people could stay and, park their trailers and stuff like that. Have a place where people can bug out to, because somebody's always in a need. God, there's so many people that need just freaking things. There's a lot of people that just need their story heard. You know what? A lot of people.